Kaeyi and welcome to Hardware Heaven. Today we are going to be taking a look at an AOC g2460P screen. Now this monitor is specifically designed for gamers and we have some great features like USB ports integrated into the bezel and an array of display ports. So let's get right into today's review. So before we take a look at the screen itself, let's first take a look at what we get in the box. Now, as always, you will get a user guide to show you how to set up your screen or the settings that you'll need to change depending on what you're using it for, whether it's gaming, movies, things like that. As I said, this screen is specifically aimed at gaming, so it will have those guides on there to help set that up correctly. We've got the bottom base for the stand. As you can see, they've gone with a round design for the base. You can actually spin this around, which means you can easily adjust where your screen is positioned without actually having to change the stand on your desk, which is absolutely great. I love that. I have multiple screens and sometimes the angles are a bit dodgy with certain games, so you want to spin those around easily without actually having to adjust where the desk is positioned. We've then got an audio cable here, a clip to secure the stand, the power cable, and a USB cable. Now let's take a look at the screen itself. As you can see, the bezel on the side of the screen is pretty small, so something like this would work really well with a multi-screen setup. It's got a really nice black finish all around the screen, which I think looks really sleek, it looks really nice, it looks kind of like carbon fiber metal. On the bottom of the screen here, we can see the LED light, which will show you that it's powered, and then we've got various buttons along the bottom to change the settings on the screen. On the right hand side, we've got our powered USB port and our standard USB 2.0 port. And along the bottom, we've got two USB ports, our on and off switch, the power supply port, we've got our display port, our VGA port, our DVI, and our HDMI ports along the bottom. So you really can have a wide array of graphics cards with this screen. Some graphics cards only have certain outputs to display, and this provides you all of them, so you can have a wide variety there. Now the screen itself fits really easily onto the base. You simply place the bottom of the stand into the base and tighten the screw on the bottom. Now this screen has a 120 Hz refresh rate. It's a 60.9 centimeter, which equates to 24-inch screen, and it's got a 1920 by 1080 pixel. It's got a response time of just 1 millisecond, and as well as the USB ports integrated in the bezel, it's got great ergonomics and a full array of connectors, as we've already pointed out. Now I've plugged the screen into my laptop and I'm just playing a sequence of galaxy star effects so that you can really see how crisp and clear the screen is. Obviously you're going to have to ignore the fact that I've got a light shining onto the screen, and you can also see the fact that there is some distortion because we've got the camera pointing at the screen. Unfortunately, there's no other way for me to show you just how great this screen is without pointing it at a camera. Now we can see all of the colours really clear, it's really bright, the settings on this are great. Now if I just go through a little bit of the settings so that you can all see those. Here we can change the input for our screen. We've then got the volume because there are speakers built in. And then we can change the luminance, contrast, brightness, eco mode, the image setup, the color setup, there's picture boost, DSD setup, and there are some extras along the bottom. So if we just scroll through these, as you can see with the color setup, you can change the temperature, all of that kind of thing. We've then got the brightness and the position of the screen, the language, whether there's going to be a timeout, the transparency, and then again you've got the input select, the image ratio, you can reset all of the settings, and you've got the refresh rate and the resolution and the frequency and things like that along there. I personally think this screen is really great. I love the fact that the bezel is small. I love the fact that it's providing some powered USB ports. If you're using a laptop and plugging the screen into that, for example, like me, and you're only stuck with 3 USB ports, this screen is great to have those extra USB ports that are easily accessible for something like your keyboard or your mouse. It looks great, it performs great, I really like the refresh rate, and it is perfect for gamers. So if you are looking for a new new screen or a couple of screens or 3 screens even, I would really recommend getting this. I'm going to award this the Gold Award. There is nothing wrong with it, although I think that some features could be improved. For example, they could have included some cables in the box, but that's just a niggle that I have. And personally, I think that maybe the bezel could have been a teeny bit smaller so that Eyefinity would work perfectly. But apart from that, there is nothing that I can fault, and I would definitely recommend it.